Hey guys, welcome back to Andy's Dinosaur Reviews, and today we are going to check out another item from Dinosaur Creations. If you've watched my recent unboxing, you will have seen that I got quite a few things from them recently, and one of which was a really cool dinosaur egg. This dinosaur egg actually came unpainted. I had to paint it up, and I thought it looked pretty much perfect, like a Jurassic Park kind of a velociraptor egg. So I went ahead and gave it a paint job, all ready to take a look at it with you guys. Gave it kind of that JP style paint job while giving it at least sort of a dirty looking appearance, so it kind of would resemble like an egg that's actually found out in the park somewhere, which I thought was, something that was pretty fun, a little different, because you normally see them painted just like they're fresh from the incubator, but I wanted mine to kind of look like one of the eggs that potentially could have been found out in the park. And I feel like I achieved the appearance of the paint job fairly well, but it mostly was just a really good egg to paint from a detailing standpoint, because the egg itself is really beautifully done. Like, you can see that the detailing of the egg just looks exceptional in every area of the egg, so it was really easy to paint it and give it a very realistic look. And honestly, for this to get painted was super easy. Like, it really was just like 3 to 4 different colors and then kind of like a grayish wash, like not a super dark gray wash, but just a nice gray wash that made it look kind of dirty. And I feel like it just looks beautiful already just from those couple little steps to paint it. I think I basically used like 2 different variations of whites and then a light blue and the gray wash, and that was about it. That was really all we needed to do to the egg for it to look very nice, very realistic overall. So without further ado, let's go ahead and get a closer look at it right now. So again, when you actually take a look at the egg and you look at it as far as the detail aspect goes, you can see that it looks really, really beautiful. Like, the actual texturing of the egg just looks phenomenal. And again, that's one area that it's really nice to apply that kind of darker gray wash to, is the fact that the actual texturing has like kind of all these little like dots and stuff all over it. Just like the texturing of the egg looks really nice, really realistic, and is pretty much an easy paint job because of the texturing of the egg just giving so much as far as the detailing aspect to really pop once you apply some paint to it. And again, I gave it some slight hints of blues and stuff all over the egg because I feel like it looks really quite nice. And I actually have 2 of the Chronicle Collectibles Jurassic Park eggs, and they were kind of painted in a similar fashion, so that's sort of the way I went with mine as far as the egg paint goes. And you can see that again, it looks really, really nice as far as the final product goes, and it was a really easy paint job, which is a huge plus, so that you can get yourself a really cool Jurassic Park style velociraptor egg in your collection. And it's not anything that's overly complicated to paint yourself. It's a really nice model to get a hold of, especially if you're new as far as like painting models and stuff. It's one that you can make look really nice, very realistic, and very easy to paint. Because of that, there's not really too much that you really need to do to it. And I feel like the actual paint application, once the paint has been applied with the egg, it really pops quite nicely, but it also looks very realistic and genuine, again, like an egg actually would. If I were to find a nest of velociraptor eggs potentially out in the wild, it could maybe look like this. So I personally was really happy with the final product as far as the egg goes, but that was mostly due to the fact that Dinosaur Creations has sculpted it out so well and given it such a realistic and lifelike appearance that the model almost paints itself. It really does have that nice of a detailing aspect, and you can see again when we get nice and close, the detail just pops really well all over the model. So it was an easy paint job to apply, and it's a beautiful model once the paint has been applied. Again, looking great, looking very lifelike overall. So it's a definite recommendation from me. If you are in the market for a dinosaur egg that you would like to add to your collection, you want something to look fairly similar to that Jurassic Park style velociraptor egg without breaking the bank, the Dinosaur Creations version is definitely a great way to go. And hopefully this will help to give you a pretty good idea of that. Now, as far as the size goes, I know that this egg is definitely not 1-to-1 scale in comparison to Jurassic Park. I don't know what the actual scale of the egg would be, but you can see that roughly as far as a height goes, you were looking at right around the 5-inch range, or about the 13 centimeter area. And for a size comparison, to help give you a better idea of what the size is, There is Mr. Papo T-Rex, the Attack Pack Colovosaurus, and Robert Muldoon from the Mattel Jurassic World toy line next to our Dinosaur Creations. Dinosaur Egg. And next to these guys, hopefully you'll have a pretty good idea of the fact that although it's not one-to-one scale, it still has some pretty good size to it, and overall has an impressive enough size that I feel like it really makes the egg stand out, and definitely a great piece overall. So this Dinosaur Creations Dinosaur Egg is an absolutely beautiful model yet again from them. This is the first model from Dinosaur Creations that I've had an opportunity to actually paint and review. I have reviewed the amber pieces prior to this, but there wasn't any work that I actually had to do to those. They were already ready the moment they arrived. This, again, comes as just a totally blank egg. It is up to you to actually add the paint to it, give it that realistic look that you'd like to see on it. And again, like I had stated earlier, I feel like it's such an easy paint job to apply that no matter what, even if you're fairly new to painting, it's something that should be really easily finished and looking beautiful. And again, the detailing aspect of the egg is beautiful. It's so nice. It pretty much paints itself, so it's really hard to go wrong when it comes to giving it a realistic paint job. And again, I kind of modeled mine sort of after what I see on the Chronicle Collectibles Jurassic Park egg because I felt like theirs looked really quite nice. And since I had it here in person, I had a pretty easy way to look at that and then kind of base my paint job off of that. But I tried to make mine look a little bit more dirty. I didn't want mine to look like it's so fresh and so nice like it just came from the incubator. I wanted it to look more like it came from the park. And I felt like the paint job worked really well on the model. And again, with how beautiful the actual egg sculpt is, it just really works well overall and honestly looks very realistic. Like here in person, looking at it from, just a foot away or so while I film the review, it honestly looks like it could potentially be a real egg. It is that nicely sculpted, which is also a huge compliment to Dinosaur Creations and how good of a job they've done on this. So if you would like to pick this up, I will include a link in the description to where you can do that on the Dinosaur Creations website. Again, they really need to be noticed a little more. I feel like they're probably one of the most underrated companies out there currently that I don't see near enough people talking about. So make sure you head to the description, pick up this egg, or any other of the Dinosaur Creations models or amber pieces that they have on their website, because on top of having incredible products, they have fantastic pricing as well. So make sure you check the description, follow that link over to the Dinosaur Creations Facebook page or their website, pick yourself up this egg or anything else from that site, because it's all absolutely awesome. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you in the next review. Thanks for watching.